Week 10 in the Arenalacrosseleague in full effect, with every team slated to play today here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre. It will be the red-hot Brampton Express taking on the home side Toronto Monarchs. So as we get ready to go here, these two teams, like I said, the Express winners of 4 straight, including last week's big win over the defending champion Whitby Steelhawks, handing them their first loss of the season. That was a 24-14 final. Toronto got back to their winning ways, 16-12 over Six Nations. So coming in 6-3 Brampton, 4-5 Toronto, and we're off to it right now. Opening possession belongs to the Toronto Monarchs, and going to work early on, as often, is Parker Pfeiffer, part of the Fife Dog crew, working out there with Cody Innes. Tanner Buck on that side, along with Riley Ford. Looking for the screen and roll. Beauty pass. Tried to tuck it over Shanahan. Nothing doing. Parker, the ball hawk. Still good bounce shot, but Shanahan up to the task. And first possession now of this game offensively belongs to Nathan Jones, or Nate Jones. He'll stay out there on offense. And now the Brampton Express. Keep an eye on Curtis Ward, wearing number 9, having his best season in the Arenalacrosseleague, as is Zach Sunderland, who has been outstanding along with the rest of the offensive unit on this Express team. Shot clock winding down to 5. Ball still loose. Battling for it in there. Gavin Tebow working hard, and good job as Devin Dunkley was in the mix, and he will inbound. Possession belongs to the Monarchs. Keep an eye to number 23 in white, of course, Jordan Dance, the dancer. He is the catalyst of this team along with Parker Pfeiffer. They do their thing, and great to see some celebrities in the house, of course, with Mr. Shanahan as he keeps an eye on his netminder, and we're glad to have him here. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Underhand. Shanahan handled that easily. Dance is going to track that down in the corner, get a fresh 20, try to circle that and keep hold. Has it knocked out of his stick. Good job to jump on that by wearing number 22, Noah Kearney. And Kearney loses it, and now it's going to come the other way. And if he can get a handle on it, Riley DeLille, he does. Gets it over the timeline. The Express now will set up on offense. Still scoreless here early, first quarter. We'll keep an eye on the other 3 scheduled games. A tripleheader in Oshawa at Children's Arena going on same time. Sutherland ran into a late check, and first power play of this game is going to belong to the Brampton Express. And if I tell you they've been lethal on the power play, that would be an understatement. So I think it's going to be an illegal checking call, and it's going to go to Jason Crawford. That is the case. If you jumped on arenalacrosseleague.ca and looked at the stats, you would see that the Brampton power play leading the league at 135% now. Not quite sure if that's an actual number, but they have been outstanding. First shot by Sutherland, stopped by Mancini. Ducking in, going to the bounce, and Mancini looked behind him, but Lucas Ferreira got a good bouncer off. Now Dunkley's going to have to work hard to get over the timeline, and he does a good job. He'll circle around, look to burn some time here with just under a minute and a half to go in the man short. Ford is going to log some time, 10 on the shot clock. Gets double teamed, Jonah Beam in there, and him and Labar, a couple heavyweights, as they end up forcing the turnover now in Penestrat. The master of doing a little everything. He'll flip, he'll retreat. And now with a minute to go in this man advantage, the Brampton offense back to work. Josh Medeiros down there on that right side. Cree Sutherland, usually where Jake McNabb sits, not here. I think he was on his way, but weather may have been a factor. Ward couldn't handle that. Scooped up by the Monarchs now, and off to the races is Nathan Ethier. Has a man back door. Going to the shot is Buck, stopped though by Shanahan. Rebound picked up, so another 20 now as Patrick Thompson will pull it out, and they'll work. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Thompson working one-on-one. Big man goes to the sidearm bounce. That one's up wide of the mark. Going to have to hustle to keep it over the line. He does. Knocks it back. Ford in the mix, but the Express will scoop it up. And over the timeline they go. Final 10 seconds now of this Brampton power play, first of the game. Still scoreless here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Toronto Rock lost a tough one to the unbeaten Buffalo Bandits last night. Almost stole one. That kick back out, trying to duck in, but a little too much duck in there was Curtis Butka, and good defense will give possession back to Toronto on a shot clock violation with just under 10 and a half to play here in the opening quarter. So Dance is going to set things up here. Both teams have had a couple of opportunities, but nothing of the high percentage variety inside that dotted half circle. Innes in some trouble. Draws a double team. Penestrat sheds him. Kick over. Backhand back, give and go. Shovel wide. Ball's going to be loose. And the Express now in transition. Jonah Beam ahead of the pack, but good transition defense by the Monarchs. And Janke's going to go for a run. Jacob Janke has had an outstanding first season in the Arenalacrosseleague. He'll look across, skip it across Tebow, one-on-one on the isolation. Tebow lets that one go. Another good stop, not once but twice by Mancini. And he'll air it out to Aaron Walker, Funky Tucker. He'll pull up, go shovel, Fife Dog, looking for an opening, can't find it. Good defense there, as he'll have to pop it back out under 9.5 to go here in the first. On the cut, Buck with the one hand and couldn't get as much on it as he needed to. Good accuracy though, but now on the run is Neil Adamson. Adamson again, good line change. Offense to defense by the Monarchs. Put a halt on that fast break opportunity. Looking for an opening, trying to duck in. Good job on defense. Ward, good hand to grab that pass, and his shot wide of the mark. Sutherland with one on the shot clock is going to have to drop it. And good defensive hold by the Monarchs. They regain possession now, and it's Ford. So we knew coming into this, these two teams very evenly matched despite the difference in record, really only a couple games. And there is Jordan Dance. So he slipped the underhand between the wickets on Shanahan, and the Monarchs with a 1-0 lead. That's Buck's first of the game, 23rd of the season. And that opens the scoring on a tough one I'm sure Shanahan would love to have back. So make a note, Brampton 0 for 1 on the power play. That hasn't happened too often this season. Off the draw, Beam, he'll get it and send it over to McDonald. Thomas McDonald, he'll pass and look to find an opening. Stay out there on offense. Ward, left side half boards. They'll work the two-man game, looking to duck in Janke. Ducks right back out on the curl. 10 on the shot clock. Ward behind the net, shot pass, and that goes awry, and the Monarchs now pick it up with a transition opportunity. Dunkley, 3-on-2. Buck, shot, stopped by Shanahan. Ball loose in that dotted half circle. Shanahan has it smothered. He's going to bring that back in and corral it nicely and look for some help. Dunkerley on him, turned it over. Buck had an empty net, get better angle. Good save, Shanahan. So Shanahan had to cut down that bounce. Didn't get a whole lot of help from his teammates now, Medeiros. Good pass out. Tebow legs it over the timeline, and they'll set up shop now. Coming out late, but not able to make a connection there was Ferreira. Sutherland, though, able to bail him out now, working one-on-one. Sutherland gets the shot off, high of the mark. Mancini going to fish that out, and the Monarchs now will move it ahead with Thompson. Under 7 minutes to go, opening quarter. Monarchs with a 1-0 lead. Pfeiffer, Skip, Ford, trying to duck back in on Estrat. Goes to the twister. That ball loose. Beam's going to have to muscle in. Good battle there. Ford comes away with it, but the double team has him pinned in the corner. Labar in the mix as well, as Still a long time, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and 2 hands on is going to give possession back to the Monarchs. And with 6:23 to play, that will take us to our first officials timeout. Set to go after our officials timeout. Monarchs back to work on offense now. As Gesso out there, he will fill the void on that right side. A turnover now, and Beam is going to leg it up one-on-one. Pfeiffer's going to try to slow him down with Dance. Beam using his size. Ducks in, Jonah Beam. Transition goal for Beam and the Brampton Express. So the captain steps up, stands tall here, and evens the score at 1. On a great job knowing and recognizing that he had a size advantage, first on Pfeiffer and then on Dance, and was able to utilize that strength to create enough space to go across the crease and beat Mancini. Off the draw. Ben Heidecker and Neil Adamson battling in that circle. Ball still loose, scooped up, and a good job by Peyton Wallace. Wasn't able to shed a defender, but did enough to get his team possession. Now Innes. He'll wait for the rest of the offense to filter out. Buck goes to the overhand. So the Buck stopped right there. There's a quick answer for the Monarchs. Buck's second of the game. 24th of the season, and it's 2-1 for the Monarchs. So my correction, luckily I have a top-notch crew with me here to correct me. So Jordan Dance got the first goal, and Tanner Buck picks up his 23rd of the season. And now it's Fife Doug looking inside to Thompson. They couldn't make a connection. Ball loose. Medeiros going to slow it up, scoop it up the old-fashioned way, and bring it up over the timeline. Ward took his eye off that ball. Good job, hustle, as Pfeiffer's going to get up ahead, and now it's going to be Battersby. Dawson Battersby, one-on-one. Looking for a cutter, has it in the Dancer. Tried to tuck one, and another good save by Shanahan. Miscue there, and Medeiros now has a chance going in alone. Medeiros, that one steered aside by Mancini. So read that one perfectly, and now a one-hopper, and a good job by Kearney to slow down the bounce, gets it to Innes. Innes trying to duck in. Innes goes airborne wide of the mark. Quick outlet pass will send away Janke, wrong stick side. So he'll wait and then head off to that right side of the floor. Ward, one-on-one. Sutherland lets that one go, and Zach Sutherland on the board for the Express. And we knew that that was only a matter of time. First of the game, 25th of the season. We're knotted at 2 apiece. So we've noticed the trend here with both these two teams. If you're going to beat these goaltenders, we go back to that old-fashioned overhand bounce. That seems to be a successful recipe so far, as we see Jake McNabb has made his way, and he will find his way over to that bench. So a big piece to the Brampton Express has just arrived off the draw. Beam has done a great job in anchoring this club here today. Sutherland on the fly, looking for an opening, goes again to the bounce. Not this time Mancini. Ball loose. Sutherland battling for it in there. Fighting hard for it is Wallace as well. So Wallace, of course, Peyton Wallace making his debut here for these Toronto Monarchs. A late pickup at the all-trade deadline. Behind the net. Give and go. Beauty, and Jones just well wide of the mark there from point blank. Gets another chance. This time it's steered aside, though, by Mancini. Great job on the offensive rebounding by the Express to gain another 20. Swing. Janke tried to go 5-hole. That got shut down. And now a quick outlet pass, and Ben Heidecker's going to run under that one. Janke's on him. Heidecker creates some space, gets some help from his friends, and now Buck. He'll work it with Gesso. Ty Gesso. Going to take that one. Had his eye in that far corner, but just a little wide. And now the Express will counter the other way with Andrew Horsley. Horsley and Ward, they'll work the two-man game, work the defense as Harlan trying to shadow them both. Sutherland with some open area on that right side, swims his way in. Sutherland and his crease dive attempt goes wide of the mark, and playing to Karam nicely is Dunkley. Chance here. Dunkley goes to the far side. What a save, Shanahan. My, oh my, you talk about extending that leg. That would have put me out for at least 4 to 6. Just thinking about it. Dancer can't handle a pass. Estrat with a man to beat, and it's Pfeiffer. Weaves in and out. Good defense as the Monarchs back in time. And the pressure from Crawford as he is hounding guys. Butka lets it go. Another good save, Mancini. Pfeiffer played to Karam. Gonna have to beat Butka. Butka wraps him up, and Pfeiffer picks the corner. So Pfeiffer, a great job shielding off the defender, picks the corner. 3-2 Toronto. So give the Pfeiffer another bark as that crew continues to shine bright in the Arena Lacrosse League. First of the game, 22nd of the season. Comes with just over a minute and a half to play here in this opening quarter. So there was a delayed penalty on the play, but of course nullified by the goal. This time around, give the edge to Adamson. Possession belongs to Medeiros and the Express. He'll get it over the timeline and swing it around. They'll start at half boards on the left. Ferreira dumps it off, gets it back. No look, Sutherland. Sunderland working a two-man game. That's well out, and if you're Toronto, that's where you want Brampton shooting. 2 on the shot clock, got to let it go. Janke misses wide. Once again, good job on the Karam by Heidecker. And now Ford and the Monarchs with under a minute to play here, opening quarter. Gesso swings it around. They'll get it back to the right side. Innes goes to the sidearm. Too much bounce. Going to be a tough Karam. That'll be an over and back call. Clock keeps ticking away now with 35 seconds left here in this first quarter. We'll put some more time on the clock. 38.8. And there's Jake McNabb now getting his first touch of this game. So McNabb back in that familiar right shooter spot. And he usually has a lengthy warm-up. Great pass inside, but good job defensively to close that off now. And Thompson, a quick outlet. Monarchs now with 20 seconds on the game clock. Wallace will stay out there on offense, working with Pfeiffer on that right side. Buck. 8 on the game clock. In tight, Ford shot. Shanahan just got the basket between the wickets. And with 3.4 seconds to go, looks like we'll have a timeout call would be my guess. Not quite sure, but I don't think there is any timeout call. There isn't, so clock now with 3 seconds. Quick pass and a late save from Mancini. Saves the day. 15 minutes have rolled on by. 3-2 for the home side. Seatbelts fastened for quarter number 2. A well played first quarter by both these two teams. Special teams not a factor. Just one power play opportunity went to Brampton. Off the draw, Heidecker, great work in getting possession for the Monarchs. And sometimes that's just one of those jobs that no one recognizes the importance of. Pfeiffer turning the corner, wrong stick side. He'll flip. Dance looking inside. On the run, that shot over the net by Gesso. Shanahan does a good job to get a hold of it. Quick outlet pass, and it's Estrat. Estrat, Wallace on him. Kick across, chance here. Another good save there by Mancini. He's been rock solid in that net. Back the other way. Ethier. Ethier will give way now, and the Buck, Tanner Buck, set things up on the half boards. Rest of the offense out there. Buck moves his way in. He was trying to change the side, go on the shorty side, but a good save by Shanahan. Rebound collected, 20 more for the Monarchs. Ford, work it across, Innes. That pass goes awry and lands in Buck's stick to flip inside. Too much traffic. Shanahan out there fearlessly digging in the corner. And a good job to kill enough time to get his team possession. So sometimes the goaltender needs help. Sometimes he does the helping. Adamson. Toronto extending their defense out near to the midway line. And now it's McNabb. So we'll see if McNabb can get warm here. On the roll. Quick shot, and he can. His first shot of the game finds the back of the net, Jake McNabb. So McNabb with his 22nd goal of the season ties this game at 3. And if you know anything about Jake McNabb, you know that he's usually the first guy warming up, the last guy to leave the floor, has a meticulous sort of agenda that he goes through as far as shot location and where he's practicing, and not quite having that luxury today due to weather. So good to have him here, and I'm sure if you are the Express, you're happy that he made the trek, and pretty impressive. First shot is pinpoint and in the back of the net. Monarchs, though, in the meantime, between time. The dancer goes to the sidearm. Jordan Dance. Going to make sure we keep that one on the straight and narrow as Dance picks up his second of the game. He's got 16 on the season, and a quick and tidy answer by the Monarchs. And we've got ourselves a 4-3 game. So other games going on. Of course, a 12 o'clock start was the Paris River Wolves against the Peterborough Timbermen. That at Children's Arena. 3:30 has the Six Nations Snipers against the Oshawa Outlaws. Those two teams with identical records. That'll be a big game. And tonight, weather permitting, of course, the Oswego Bears, 1-8, go up against the 8-1 defending champion Whitby Steelhawks. Ball on the carpet. Dunkerley has done a good job of getting his hands on anything loose, and he'll set it up now. Thompson at the top. Thompson will stay out there on offense. Ford filters out late. Skip pass across to Buck. Buck surveying with 10 inside. Ford tried to tuck it far side, but there's too much Shanahan to do that. And now Janke will counter the other way as we hit the 12-minute mark here of the first half. McNabb. Janke trying to get a step. Got bounced out on a defensive rotation. Good job there by Medeiros. That shot well wide of the mark. Playing that Karen perfectly, though, and on the move. Crawford curls out. So a good job to get it over the timeline, make the defense work, and now it's an answer. Dance, one-on-one with some room. Gesso steps in. That one rings off the post. Rebound. Scooped by Dance. Behind the net, crease dive just wide of the mark on the backhand try by Ford. Beam is going to run it down, and a quick pass out to Janke. Here come the Express. So good end-to-end action. Janke trying to get a step on Heidecker. McNabb, skip pass across Tebow. Tebow looking for some room. Goes to the overhand. That's wide of the mark, and I'll try to run it down. Tebow will keep it on the side, but he stepped over the line, and possession now to Toronto. Buck. Pfeiffer trying to change the angle. D on him. An errant pass. And a good job by Innes to track it down. So no reset. They go to the manual count here. Got to be running low on time. Pfeiffer puts on the brakes. Reverses. Trying to skip back and over the net. That one goes. Good defense by Brampton. And they now will pick it up in the offensive end. McDonald will look for some help. Sutherland will provide it. Skip across. And they'll slow things down here as we hit the 10-minute mark. Second quarter. Sutherland gets a screen. McNabb, the roll. McNabb, good toe save by Mancini. Fresh 20, McNabb has some room again. This time through a crowd. Rings it off one post. Picks up the rebound. McNabb goes again. 5-0. Rebound picked up, scooped up, and buried by Sutherland. So Sutherland on the doorstep, the recipient of some extra effort by Jake McNabb, and this game's tied at 4. Sutherland has his second of the game. And you can ask your goaltender to make the first one, even the second one, but the third one is on the defense. Off the draw, Heidecker gets this one back. Ethier had it momentarily, but Beam's going to scoop it up. Jonah Beam has Highland all over him. Beam, the flip across. Adamson bails him out. And now Ward. Brampton, of course, missing one of their other speedsters in Colin Matthews. Ward looking behind in net. Tebow hit the carpet. And good job as Heidecker now. Will control it and bring it over the timeline. Pfeiffer, half boards on the right. Dance and Buck working the left side with Ford. Ford has his stick taken away from him. Ball loose. Brampton all over the sticks of the offensive players for Toronto. And now McDonald, and there's going to be too many on the floor, it looks like. And that was an easy call for Mac Abbott, as it looks like the Express are going to go back to the power play. So that is the call. And instead of the Express, it's going to go to Brampton. So this will give Toronto their first power play opportunity. Their power play has been effective 51% of the time. So that's been an area that Coach Krepensek and his coaching staff would like to see some improvement on for sure as we get to the later stages. Of course, 14 weeks in the Arenalacrosseleague season, and before you hit playoffs. Duck it in off the post again. So 3 posts in this quarter have helped Shanahan out. That twister just wide as Shanahan got a little piece of it, and 20 more now to work with for the Monarchs. You can see the Brampton box really collapsed inside, trying to force the shots up as Shanahan was up down, and I think he baited Buck in taking that shot. Now he airs one out, going to be a one-hopper, and a good job by Sutherland. Has a man, Estrat. Good decision. Looking for a trailer now, and Sutherland will wait and look to burn a few precious seconds. Under 8 minutes to go here in the second. 8 on the shot clock. Dance and Walker are going to leave him out there. He'll roll it in the corner for Ward. And instead, Walker's going to pick up the loose ball. Quick pass now, and Dance to work with 50 seconds to go in a man advantage. This time, Jesso's going to play the top. Ennis and Pfeiffer on the right. Through a crowd, doesn't get through. That one does, but wide of the mark. And Buck not able to get a hold of it. They're saying that it was tipped, but the officials say no, it wasn't. And with 7:12 to go, that will take us to our officials' timeout. We'll be back. Back at it here at the Toronto Rock Athletics Center. Just like to pass along some sad news. Former St. Christopher House alumni, Beaches alumni, Scarborough alumni James Williams passed away this morning. I'd like to send our condolences out to his family and friends. Of course, James, a longtime member of St. Christopher House organization as a player and coach. Also like to extend our sincere condolences to the Beckett family, as Tommy Beckett has passed away this morning as well. So a sad day in the sport of lacrosse, but the memories will always be fond. So both those two souls have their stick somewhere, and we'll miss you both. Back to it here is Dunkerley. Another good job of getting it over the timeline on a opportunity by the Express. So the Monarchs looking to counter here. 4-4 game, 6.5 to go in this first half. Ennis skirts away, changes direction. Pfeiffer, another crossbar as they've rung it off the iron 4 times this quarter. Chance now, McNabb in alone. McNabb, great save there by Mancini. Kept the basket in the right spot and able to deny Jake McNabb. Pfeiffer isolated. Nate Jones on him. Kick out to the dancer. Swing across. Pfeiffer. Forward from way out. Shanahan all over that. Made that one stick, and the Express now will look to move it the other way. Sunderland. He'll cruise in, look to turn the corner there, gets a screen from Estrat, lets that one go wide of the mark, and that will go out of play. And the officials do a great job to confer, see if that was tipped, and they do say it was, so possession will stay right here and belong to Brampton. Butka at the top here, he'll work through on the interchange. Sutherland and Thompson, and for Thompson, that's only sort of elbow height, but when you're about 6'3", 6'4", that's about head high for Sutherland, and Thompson will find his way to the penalty box. Brampton will go to their second power play of this game. They're 0 for 1. And the way this one's shaping up, this may be a battle of who's able to capitalize on special teams and who isn't. That may be the difference. So McNabb at the top this time. Sutherland will remain in that right shooter spot. Butka down on that crease. That's the right side. Shot right on. Mancini a flip. And Wallace now will look to zip it across. Backdoor. Looking for Pfeiffer, and that ends up in the netting. So it'll quickly come back the other way. Belong to the Express under 5 minutes to go. Tebow and Ward will work that left side of the power play. No look, quick stick finish. So making it look easy. Buck got a Tebow power play marker, their first of the game. And Brampton with their first lead of the game, now 5-4. Tenth goal of the season for Tebow. So we'll see now if the Express can build on that. Last week when they took on the defending champion Steelhawks, the Brampton Express rolled from the opening faceoff, and they just sort of put together a run that the Steelhawks just could not manage. That one was a 24-14 final, and pretty much you expected Whippy to come back at some point in time, but once they spread that lead to double digits, boy, they certainly kept the foot on the gas, did the Express. Ford, 5 on the shot clock. Ford gets a step. Great save there, Shanahan. Shrugged that right shoulder. Back the other way come Brampton. Janke, he'll put on the brakes and wait for some help, and swinging around, and it's Ward. Ward and Tebow back out on that left side. Behind the net. Kick it back out, looking for the swing. Tebow bounce back away. Butka ducks in. Goes far side. Mancini save. Medeiros, good job to track it down. Gets it ahead. And it's going to be Battersby that moves it over the timeline. Of course, Battersby also an offensive threat on the defensive side of things here today. Dance swinging across to Pfeiffer. Gets a step. Fife. Kick out. Quick stick. Great save, Shanahan. I tell you, Devlin Shanahan, his lateral movement has been outstanding as Adamson now counters the other way. He'll go for a run, dump it down on the left side. Ward hasn't been able to get a real open look, and this time now McNabb, great save there, almost lost it. Goes to the far side, that's wide of the mark. Ward, rebound, no reset. Into McNabb with 3 on the shot clock, and that possession's going to belong to the Monarchs as they allow the shot clock to expire. Quick pass, and Dunkerley will move it up to Walker. So a good job by the defensive unit of the Monarchs, as right now they have kept the Express quiet for the last few minutes. That ball countering the other way, looking for Labar instead. Good forechecking by the Monarchs. Force a turnover. Down low, quick, great save. Shanahan. Oh, my. Estrat now. See if the great save leads to something. Janke in the rush. Janke, and it does. Beauty finish right there. Working the short side. Great job in transition, starting with the Shanahan save, and then the finish at the other end, and it's 6-4 for the Express. You talk about transition lacrosse, and that's the way the game's supposed to be played right there. Good net minding, and that, of course, leading to a good fast break opportunity at the other end. For Janke, that's his first of the game. He's got 17 this season, and it comes with just over 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Spoke about Brampton's impressive win over Whitby last week, as Toronto now right back at it. Pfeiffer over the net. And Brampton now plays the carom nicely. Medeiros over the timeline. Toronto had a good hard-fought battle with the Six Nations Snipers. They both came in with identical records at the time, and Toronto just did a good job in that third and fourth quarter, outlasting the Snipers. And that, of course, one of the toughest things to be able to do as a team is learn how to finish. McNabb through a crowd, save Mancini. Walker rebound, minute and a half to go. That ball coughed up. McNabb forced a turnover back the other way. Chance here. And another good save, though. Mancini this time had the short side cut off. And Dunkerley now. Pfeiffer had a notion to go in. Instead, that quick stick from Buck. That would have been a pretty incredible finish there as Labar floats one over the timeline. Estrat on the attack into the final minute. On the run, bouncer stopped by Mancini as Horsley jumped in the rush, and now it'll come back the other way. Harlan. And again, there's going to be way too many on the floor for the Monarchs this time, and you can see Mac Abbott all over that. That's one of the real effective uses of a third official in this game, is being able to see that. A lot of times with just two officials, the benches are allowed a little more leeway than need be. Brampton will go to their third power play opportunity. Comes with 47 seconds left in the half. Largest lead of the game is 2, and that's where we're at now, but this is the first time the Express have led by this many here. So Ward and Tebow, Sutherland and Butka. McNabb at the top. Sets his sights, finds the mark. Jake McNabb. So you can see why this power play has been so lethal this season, as McNabb adds to his total. Second of the game, he's got 23 goals. Brampton now 2 for 3 with the man advantage and is a 7-4 lead. 35.9 seconds to play in this second quarter. Off the draw, Beam fighting for it, and possession belongs to Toronto. They'll call a quick timeout, 31.9 seconds. We'll take a break, slide away, and come right back. Back to it as we get ready to conclude this opening half here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Monarchs now are going to let the clock tick down. There is a 1-second differential between the shot and game. And Dance is going to keep that one well away here and make sure that Toronto comes away with the final shot. $10 on the game clock. Time to go. 7. Dance. Inside. Room. Pfeiffer. Up, down. Crossbar in. So you want to talk about perfect execution. Waiting for the right time was Jordan Dance to find the Fife dog on the doorstep. He parks it. It's 6-5. We've played 2. We'll be back with the third. Now, I stand corrected. Still 1.7 seconds left. A little jumped the gun just a bit early there as the Monarchs pick up a big goal late, and now we're officially done. One half of lacrosse. 6-5 for the Brampton Express. We'll be back with the third for real. Back here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center as we get set for third quarter. 7-5 in favor of the Brampton Express. A late goal by the Monarchs pulled them to within 2. And off the face-off, ball loose against the bench. Possession belongs to Brampton, and LeBar will bring it over the timeline. Good job by Noah LeBar. He has been a welcome addition to this Brampton team this year. Jones behind the net. That pass got deflected by Mancini, and instead a good outlet pass. Heidecker will find Thompson. Thompson one-on-one. Has trailing late. Buck. Tanner Buck rocking the house, but having none of it was Shanahan, as he didn't even bite for not one of those fakes, and Brampton will counter on the run. Ward, he's been quiet here in this game so far. Walker took it from him, move it up, and now it's Wallace. Wallace will set up shop now, half boards on the right side. Give way now to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer pushed around, still has possession, curls back out. 10 on the shot clock. Ford looking to duck in, has it taken away from him. Good job defensively by Janke as he's doing it at both ends. Shot clock violation, possession belongs to the Express. Butka will move it up. That one, careless with it, and now going the other way is going to be Cody Menzies. Gets it ahead, Dance, trailer, Battersby, lets it go, stopped by Shanahan. So Horsley will gather it in the crease now, and he'll look to move it up, avoid a stick check, and he legs it over the timeline. Bounces off Battersby, curls out, finds Sutherland, they'll swing it around to McNabb. Give and go, Sutherland. That's gone and went. Good job to corral that again. Heidecker in the mix. And a quick pass. They'll get it over the timeline now and look to set things up. Gesso. Two-man game, kick across. Pfeiffer, wrong stick side. He'll look to do the loop. 10 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer, stutter step. Kick out, and that pass, errant. Good job to get a hold of that, but Kearney was taken down immediately, and he'll draw a penalty on the play. So it'll be Riley DeLille, the guilty party. Good work by Kearney, and that will result in the Toronto Monarchs' second power play opportunity of the game. Oh for 1 with the man advantage. So trailing by 2, a chance for Toronto to cut the deficit in half. Just making sure that we got the right digits up on the shot clock, and now Pfeiffer will inbounds. So Gesso and Innes on the right, Buck and Dance on the left. Fife at the top. Box collapsed right in. 2 bottom guys inside that crease, shot right on Shanahan. Rebound gathered by McDonald now, and he's going to look to get the legs going. That was a good job, quick pass, Beam. Beam didn't have Estrad, had an idea, had a notion. That's about it. And now Ward. So Brampton leading this game despite not having gotten a whole lot from their leading scorers in Curtis Ward, but Ward has done a little everything. Almost slipped that one through the 5-hole, but Mancini got enough of it for it to go wide of the net. Pfeiffer will slow it up with just over a minute to go now in the Monarchs' man advantage. Innes. Buck. Probably should have taken that shot with 6 on the shot clock. Now Buck has it, goes to the twister, stopped by Shanahan. Rebound, Innes. Fresh 20 with 40 on the clock in the penalty. That shot over the net. Gesso, Karam. Pfeiffer, quick down, skip pass, working it with Innes. Dance has his shot knocked down by Horsley. That's gathered now by Shanahan. He'll let the shot clock expire. Medeiros will scoop and go. Swim his way up. Innes on him. Medeiros weaving his way to that timeline. Flips it. Janke helps him out. And now the final 10 seconds left in this man short. Janke looking for an opening. He's going to skirt around that crease. Does. Penalty over now. Team's back to full strength. 7 on the shot clock. Janke. Bucked out late. That shot well wide of the mark by McNabb. Tebow will pick it up. And a fresh 20 now as Brampton will continue to work on offense here. Good job to get on those loose balls. That shot off a defender. McNabb to rebound. No reset. 5 on the clock. Gets a screen from Janke. Pressured. Tebow goes good hard overhand. Tebow scoops that up, and they'll go to work again on O. So Brampton doing a good job winning the battles to the loose balls. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the third. Tebow, give and go. Twister right on Mancini. So good positioning by the Monarchs netminder. And now Dunkerley is going to have to weave his way through. And he does. Pfeiffer, Ward on him. I'm not sure who's hooking who or who's holding who. But so Ward's going to go for the hook in, and you got to give Pfeiffer some credit there as he did a little holding on that while the hooking was going on. And Ward's going to get the penalty. Monarchs are going to get their third power play opportunity, and this again with under 9.5 to go, one of those areas where they need some improvement. So back at it, usual suspects out there again for the Monarchs as that pass goes awry, but right back to Ford. And now Dance at the top. Pfeiffer looking at the short top corner instead. Estrad in transition, going to be a handful. Estrad hesitation gone. Far corner. again, Estrat. I told you he'd be a handful. That guy in transition is lethal. First of the game, 10th of the season, comes short-handed, and it's 8-5. So Toronto gives up a short-handed marker with 1:40 to go in their power play, and big momentum turn there if Toronto can't answer here with the man advantage. Off the draw, scooped up Innes. So the Monarchs now will slow it down and set things up here. Be a little more deliberate now. Under 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Talking to Nick Krepensek, and just one of the issues with the squad has just been consistency, and that's always the toughest thing for any team in the Arena Lacrosse League. You're not sure. It's an ever-changing lineup weekly, so the more often you can have your nucleus, the better. Beam. And they'll pull it right back out with Janke. Under a minute to go now, and the man short. Toronto will be content to let the final 10 seconds on the shot clock go here. Just don't want to give up a shorty. 1-on-3, Janke. And he'll flip it into the corner. Job well done. And now Battersby inbounds, and Toronto to work with 35 seconds left in the power play. Thought Buck might have had a good opening there to take that. Instead, skip. Pfeiffer. Down low, quick stick, tough angle, but that was closed off Shanahan. Shanahan chops down a tree or two while retrieving that loose ball. And now he'll look and has that one knocked down, deflected Horsley on the move, and they just get it over in the nick of time. Dump down. McNabb. Pull right back out. Penalty over. Teams back to 5 aside. Bukta swing around. Ferreira. That shot in traffic stopped by Bukta. Bukta right there as it's fished out by Ward. Ward had a man looming in the middle. McNabb in that corner. And now Sutherland tees one up. That one partially deflected. And Thompson now. Not sure if Thompson thought there was going to be a call on the play, but he's got a whole lot of open area now. Patrick Thompson. That one goes off the back of Bukta and out of play. And with that said, 6:46 to go, third quarter. We'll go to our official. So back at it we go. Just a reminder, of course, we'll get you an update on the Paris-Peterborough game. 3:30 start will be the Six Nations Snipers, Oshawa Outlaws. As Ford driving to the net, stopped by Shanahan. Has a chance, Estrat on the run. He'll play that on a hop. Thompson on defense. Beam jumps in a rush. Jonah Beam tried to tuck it, but couldn't find that far corner. Back the other way come the Monarchs in full flight. Pfeiffer dumps it down low. Wide open Thompson shot. Again, Shanahan, another good save. 7 p.m. Children's Arena. The Ohsweken Bears and the Whippy Steelhawks. That one picked off by Shanahan. Stuck out the long arm of the law, and now just has to get some help. Finds that McDonald going to have to hurry. He does. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third. Janke. 8-5 lead for the Express. Tebow. Ward now, 1-on-1. Ward, wide of the mark. Sutherland, no reset, didn't touch anything. That one right on, up, and that will give a fresh 20 right back to the Express with under 5.5. Tebow, Thompson on him, good matchup there, almost slipped that one through the wickets. Ball loose, gathered by Ward, has a man down low. Ward on the sidearm, stopped though by Mancini, and too much extracurricular going on will give possession right back to Brampton. So clock reset to 20. And Sutherland from well outside on the right. Tebow was open, but that was too tough a pass. And now Dunkerley is going to weave his way across the timeline. And Monarchs now with the trailer and Innes. Swing across. That shot from Kearney stopped. Good job by Shanahan to gather it. I don't know, put a little more on that backhand outlet than he does a forehand. Estrat, 2-on-1. Estrat had his stick hit at the last second. And that'll be an over and back call. And deep in the offensive end, possession will belong to Toronto. Ford on the swing. Dance, been quiet lately. Gesso had Shanahan moving, but not in the right direction. He makes a good save. Horsley now the other way. Horsley to Buckta on a two-hopper. Now the work at Sutherland. I haven't seen a whole lot of Jake McNabb here in this third quarter. Ward, 5 on the shot clock. Ward spins. Good defense there as Battersby was on the money as far as coverage went. Quick pass now, and it's Wallace. Wallace waits for the numbers. Offense out now, and it's Pfeiffer. Gets a screen, had more room. Innes changes the angle. That one couldn't find a short side again. Another good job by Shanahan to knock that one down and gain control. Medeiros. Quick pass ahead. McDonald filling the lane. Nothing doing. Mancini got that left pad out to make the save. Now Ethier with the shovel ahead to Thompson. Speaking of quiet, Patrick Thompson. Usually a demon in transition, a little quiet here. See if he can get the engine going. Dance. Adamson on him. Buck, skip, Pfeiffer, room. Good save made there as Shanahan got just enough of it. Thompson touched it, but it already hit the netting. And 20 more now for the Monarchs to work with, trailing by 3. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Dance. Spins. Twister right on. Rebound loose. Janke on the move now. Numbers for the Express. McDonald on one side. Estrat. Bounce shot top corner. Penn Estrat. Second of the game. Tell you, just waiting for this Brampton transition game to start firing on all cylinders, and they sure are a handful. They do such a good job at filling the 3 lanes and changing the passing angles so you give the guy with the ball an opportunity to find you. And Estrat got a step on a defender and decided to go to the carpet with the bounce, and it was a good decision. Violation will give possession to Jonah Beam and the Express. So largest lead of the game, 4. 9-4 for Brampton. As McNabb now back out there, he'll skip it across. Ward will create some space. Nate Jones shot right on. McNabb laying in that dotted half circle, still loose, ball kicking around. Picked up, Ward comes out of the scrum. And Ward goes to the underhand. That's wide of the mark. That will go up and over the timeline, be an over and back violation. And possession will belong to Toronto. So if you're the Monarchs, you're looking for a bounce your way now. You're looking for a higher percentage shot. I think they've passed up a couple of good ones, but certainly no knock on Shanahan, who has been deadly between the pipes here and kept this team stuck on 5 for a minute. Hasn't allowed a goal so far this quarter. Flip. Buck. Shovel one-handed right on. Easy scoop Shanahan. Quick outlet. Sends away Horsley. Horsley has a trailer in Sutherland. Horsley's shot knocked down as Dunkerley got in the way of that. So they'll get a fresh 20 and they'll slow things up here. Ferreira. He'll survey and lofted out. McNabb will run under it. Sutherland, 7 on the shot clock. Ward. That's where you would have liked to see Ward just use his explosiveness, and he's going to draw a penalty as it'll be a shot clock violation. But I think that's going to be a high stick and illegal cross-check, and that is the case. That's going to go to Jason Crawford. I think that's a good call. That's going to give Brampton another power play opportunity, their fourth. They are 2 for 3 with the man advantage here. Minute 17 remaining in this third quarter, and a costly penalty for the Monarchs when you figure Brampton's already notched 2 power play markers. So back at it now, McNabb at the top. And Brampton will go to work. Buckta up there as well. Kick back out as they'll give everyone a touch here with 15 on the shot clock. McNabb, sidearm. Stop Mancini. Chance now to leg it up over the timeline. Good job there by Ethier. Has Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer has Dance. Pfeiffer weaves in. Pfeiffer, short side, no. And that's going to be rolled down and maybe push that panic button just a bit, but it touched someone and careless with that loose ball with the Monarchs 2-on-1 now with DeLille. He'll take the shot and use McNabb as a decoy as Riley DeLille kept it himself. Second shorthanded goal. Let me double check that. Yes, second shorthanded marker of the game. Let me just gather things here, and you can see not a shorthanded marker, a power play marker. So that third of the game. So as I stand corrected, 30 seconds left in the third. 10-5 game. Brampton, an impressive 3 for 4 with the man advantage. Told you prior that this power play was lethal, and now they're going to play for the last shot here. 10 on the game clock. Tebow. Got to go to work. McNabb, quick shot. He finds the mark. So similar to last week when the Express got rolling, boy, they were tough to stop, and they've added one with 4.1 seconds to go. Jake McNabb on the money again for his third of the game, and he showed up in the second quarter. So an 11-5 lead. Brampton has really extended themselves here in this third quarter. 4 goals. The Monarchs had not scored in 15 minutes. We have played 3 quarters here at the track. 11-5 for the Express. All set for the final 15 minutes here in this matinee affair. Week 10 of the Arenalacrosseleague. A final to report. Peterborough Timbermen will run their record to 6-4 with a convincing 21-11 win over the red-hot Paris Riverwolves. And bit of a surprise there as Thompson looking to press the issue. Here it was 3-2 Monarchs after 1, 7-5 Express at the half, 11-5 after 3. So the Monarchs shut out for 15 minutes, looking to get back on track here. Gesso inside. Pfeiffer can't get a shot off. Defense too tight. Went to the backhand. Ford will flip it back, and they'll try to go for a shot, but it's blocked as Beam got in the way of that, and Brampton with a big hold here to open up this fourth quarter. Janke. They'll work it deep in the corner. And back to Sutherland on the right side. Chance here. Ward. Twister stopped, though, by Mancini. Medeiros thought he had it instead. Sorry, Menzie instead. Now it's worked up, and it's Dunkerley. Dance. So the question now for Nick Krepensek and his coaching staff, who provides the spark out here for this Monarchs team, because they need a little something. Innes shot wide of the mark. And it just seemed to be the case. Chance here in alone now is DeLille looking for his second. DeLille goes far side on the fake to beat Mancini. So Riley DeLille stepping up, second straight transition goal. And it's 12-5 Brampton. So convincing fashion, this Brampton team has once again came in riding a 4-game winning streak. And they're just over 13 minutes away from extending that. But of course, fastest game on 2 feet. Long way to go. Deficit 7. Off the draw, Heidecker. He's quietly done a great job in that face-off circle for the Monarchs. They just haven't been able to finish. They just haven't been as sharp as they've been in previous games. Pfeiffer looking to duck in, curls out. Quick shot from Buck. Buck going to try to corral it. Instead, it's going to go the other way. Brampton getting all the bounces. Nate Jones. He'll put on the brakes. Always enjoy saying hello to the Jones family as they roll in. Younger brother, another up-and-coming lacrosse player. Mom with the outstanding hairdo and dad holding it down. Great save there from Mancini to keep the deficit a touchdown. And Ford now. Pfeiffer going to have to do some barking here in this quarter. Kick out. Kearney try. And a good shoulder save by Shanahan. And now Brampton's going to look to move it up into the offensive end. Tebow. Sutherland looking for an opening with 10 on shot clock. Gets one. Had a great look, but a better save from Mancini. Walker battling for it. Does a good job. Gets it to Dunkerley. Backdoor. Pfeiffer. One man to beat. Adamson. Pfeiffer to the roll, taken down, and Horsley's going to gather that. Tough no call. And Horsley now legs it over the timeline. Beam will swing it across, far side to Ward. Under 11.5 to go here in the fourth. Ward has it taken away, but it goes right to Tebow. Tebow now. Had a notion and had it stripped by Thompson. Thompson now quick bounce pass. Monarchs now looking for something at the other end. Dunkerley, skip, Pfeiffer inside and had Gesso, but Gesso wasn't expecting the pass. Instead, a chance the other way. It's Nate Dogg off the post. That'll go all the way to the other end. Labar will pick it up. And possession to Brampton. So right now, Brampton just outworking Toronto. And not only getting the bounces, but getting the loose balls as well. 5 in a shot clock. Ward from way out. That one steered aside by Mancini. Loose ball, Janke. And that's going to be an over and back call. And it'll be picked up. Dunkerley looking to press the issue. Buck waits. Buck, Pfeiffer, Buck. Top crossbar again. So you can see this game inches away from being a heck of a lot closer than 12-5. That is the 5th piece of iron they've picked up this half. Ford. Pass knocked down. Beam. Doing a good job on Innes. Dance took his eye off it, but tracked it down. On the run, that one steered aside by Shanahan. Fresh 20 here for the Monarchs. Under 10 minutes to go here in this final quarter. Inside, posting up. Again, crossbar. So that's 6. Loose ball. Ford, great work there. Innes. Monarchs doing everything but putting the ball in the net. 5 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer gets the screen. His shot. Shanahan again. Good save. Dance gets roughed up in there early. Not able to come away with it. The Express do. And it's Janke. Ferreira. He'll hang on to it. Go for a bit of a run. Sutherland now with some room to operate on the right. Tebow on the cut toward the passer. Can't find the mark. Good quick pass ahead. And now a chance here. Monarch shot stopped right on. And now Pfeiffer will slow it down. Pfeiffer on the flip. Chance here again. Shanahan closing the door. My, oh my, with 8.5 to go in the fourth, he is not allowed a goal this half. DeLille. Harlan on him. Flip to Sutherland. McNabb, one-on-one. That shot over the net. Rebound loose. Buckta picks it up, works it. Tebow shot right on. Rebound, dunk attempt, and it's a good one. So good heads-up play. And a good job as Lucas Ferreira used every inch he had to pocket his first of the game. So when you talk about bounces, you talk about the 6 crossbar posts that were hit in the last quarter and a bit by Toronto that would have certainly changed the momentum. Instead, you're Brampton, you dodge those bullets and you ride that momentum, and now the lead spread out here to 8. Off the draw, Bean. And if you're Brampton now with under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth, you can afford the luxury of being as deliberate as you want on offense. Jones passing into traffic, ball loose, picked up Ward, had to go twister, he was on his wrong stick side, but couldn't find the mark. Mancini closed that off. Walker being pestered. Janke on him. Walker does a good job, had it momentarily, but Janke was relentless, and now possession belongs to Brampton. So this, along with last week's performance by this Express team, has been equally as impressive despite the slow start, and Zach Sutherland weaving his way through, tucks one in the far side. So Sutherland with 3. McNabb has 3. Estrad has a couple. Tebow's chipped in with 1. DeLille's got 2. Ferreira's got 1. And what does that all add up to? A convincing lead for this Brampton Express. Brampton will continue to climb their way and try and take sole possession of second place, although the Timbermen with a win over the River Wolves will be able to match their record if Brampton can hang on. Timbermen now 7-3. Whitby to play tonight against Ohsweken, sitting with an 8-1 record. That shot right on. Shanahan backed his way up, but that ball fell on the other side of the goal line and remained out. So once again, Shanahan is stingy as can be. Labar over the timeline. McNabb now. Give and go. That shot from McNabb. Oh my. I'm not even sure Mancini saw that, as McNabb changed the angle, used the defender perfectly, and he's got 4. So a big goal as Jake McNabb continues to roll on. He's already put up impressive numbers, came in with 21 goals, got 4 here. So 25 goals on the season. I don't have quick access to the number of helpers he has in this game, but he's got to have a few, as one of the bright spots for Toronto has been Heidecker and what he's done in the circle. Walker will swing it across now, and it's Pfeiffer. Under 6 to go. Ford. Behind the net. Buck has a notion. Tiptoes around that line. Buck ducks in. Quick shot. Stopped by Shanahan. Ball loose. Shanahan has it, and he'll flip it to Janke, and instead, that's a little too much. We'll give possession right back to Toronto. I think that's going to be an illegal cross-check call from behind, and I think it may go to Adamson. So we are going to take our final officials timeout. We'll let the dust settle. So as we come back, penalty to Neil Adamson for illegal cross-check. A little late on that hit. Will give Toronto their 4th power play opportunity of this game. They are 0 for 3. They've given up a short-handed goal, and it seems like everything they've tried on Shanahan this half hasn't worked. Estrad. Backdoor, but he's in no hurry, and nor should he be, as Brampton now will pull it out and look to tick off some time. We have hit the 5-minute mark. 14-5. Express looking to pick up their 5th straight win. Ward ducked in. Mancini closed that off. Thompson took out Ward. And now Toronto. And this is where I think they should just go on the attack. You're trailing by a whole lot here. Things haven't really gone your way. Sometimes you have to shoot out those wrinkles. And that shot right there from the dancer. So talk about shooting out some wrinkles. First power play goal of the game for the Monarchs. And to everyone's surprise, well, no, that's 3rd of the game for Jordan Dance. He's got 17 in the season, and finally they find the back of the net this half on Devlin Shanahan. Off the draw, Jonah Beam returning the favor to Heidecker, and Estrat now will flip. Janke now will go for a bit of a run. So team's back to 5 aside. Janke, though, dumps in, and you can't give him that much room, as Jacob Janke with explosive speed. That first step blew by a defender, and he parked in another one. 2nd of the game for Janke. He sure has been a welcome addition to this Brampton lineup here in the Arenalacrosseleague, as he has shown that he definitely belongs. So just underway at Children's Arena. Six Nations Snipers, Oshawa Outlaws. Violation off the draw will give possession to Toronto. So if you're Nick Krepensek and the coaching staff for Toronto, you got some good, you got some not so good. You got some areas that certainly need some work. Power play for one, but just didn't get a whole lot of breaks this game, and I think that's been the difference here. No knock on what the Express have done, because they have been deadly. Estrat, speaking of which, Estrat, and he finds the mark. 3rd of the game for Penn Estrat, all coming in transition. And tack on another one for the Brampton Express. So as much as the Monarchs haven't gotten the bounces, give credit to Jeff Dowling. He seems to have his team prepared the right way each and every week, that they come regardless of some of the missing pieces. No Colin Matthews, no Trevor McDonald here in this game. No Duncan Cart with the extra E, or the big man Austin Hazen. but they seem to be working quite well and haven't skipped a beat here. The lead now double digits. So a double-digit win over the defending champions last week, leading by double digits here a week later, looking for their 5th in a row. And that's going to be a penalty to the Express for touching the goaltender's stick while in the crease. Battersby, Pfeiffer, wrapped up. That shot stopped by Shanahan, and that's going to send the Monarchs to a power play again. Ward knew it. One for 4 with the man advantage. And that was an easy call for veteran official Roger Nurse. The only other easier call is touching the ball after the whistle goes. That's an automatic delay. Pfeiffer. Dance. That's a beauty. Sidearm, though. I tell you, the dancer, 4th of the game, has been the bright spot. Sometimes things just not working your way. We are just under 3 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter. Heidecker, quick pass, Pfeiffer. Nowhere to go with it. Defense was already back and set up. Instead, he'll dump it off and find Dance. Dance, carve his way to the net. Dance tried to go up top, stopped by Shanahan. Brampton now comes back with it. And again, it'll be about burning some time here. Janke. They have gotten some contributions from all around, has this Brampton team, along with the solid goaltending from Shanahan. They are rolling on all cylinders right now. Tebow with 3 on the shot clock. Tebow diving in, hits the crossbar. Toronto's going to scoop up that loose ball as we hit the 2-minute warning. And just getting it over the timeline. And he'll roll to Buck. Pfeiffer. Dance. Buck with 5 on the shot clock. Beam on him. That shot right on. Shanahan had that covered now. And a chance now for Nate Dogg. Jones on the run. Easy save, Mancini. Just to set the stage as we close in here on the conclusion of this one. Week 11 will be the Toronto Monarchs against the Oshawa Outlaws. That in Oshawa. Back on the Saturday, it'll be the Snipers against the Timbermen. And then the Paris Riverwolves against the Whitby Steelhawks. Then on Sunday at the ILA, it'll be the Brampton Express and the Ohsweken Bears. Medeiros by himself. Medeiros to finish. So something positive, of course, for Jordan Medeiros, who's done a quietly good job in his role with the Express here today. 54.9 seconds away from picking up their 5th win in a row. Toronto, of course, will have to tighten things up. Like we said, they get the Oshawa Outlaws next week. And Brampton, of course, gets the Ohsweken Bears. Brampton controls with the win here today. Brampton's going to up their record to 7-3. They will be tied with Peterborough for 2nd place in the standings behind the Whitby Steelhawks, who play at 7 p.m. tonight. The Toronto Monarchs are going to fall to 4-6. So a bit of a log jam in the middle of the pack in the Arenalacrosseleague standings. Paris losers today to Peterborough, so they will fall into that middle category after riding a win streak themselves. And both these two teams are going to let the final 6 seconds tick down. And for the second straight week, the Brampton Express, double-digit winners, 17-7, the final here. That will do it from the Toronto Rock Athletic Center on a snowy afternoon. On behalf of JVI Productions, the Arena Lacrosse League, I'm Lance Wynn. We'll see you next time.